Hey, Ryan. I'm just gonna run down and lock up the building. Mm. Hey, April. You're not moving. There you are.
Unmute. Hi, Ryan.
April, how are you?
Good.
Good.
Did you get the job description, Ryan?
I did. No worries.
They said, I think that's all the real content. But it's
Yeah,
just
I'm sure that's all there is. to it. I was able to pull up the posting anyway, so I was okay. I did some research. It must have been posted somewhere on the website at some point.
It's on the website and I can't find it.
Well, at least the posting is. I don't know if the job description was.
Oh, yeah. Oh, your dog is so cute.
I know he's hanging out a little. Say hi, Henry.
I lost my Zoom. Wait a minute. Where am I?
Hi, Henry.
Where's my Zoom?
He's so good.
I want
It's
to
definitely your voices. They're really throwing him off. He's like, I don't know where those are coming from.
You don't need to know.
I know. You don't have to work. It's nice, huh?
Oh, yeah. Oh, he works hard, being happy and eating.
I know. He was sleeping on that black chair before everybody went live.
Oh my God, he's a poodly thing? What is
He's
he?
a golden doodle.
Oh my God, he's so beautiful.
You know, he's very well behaved too. And just, I don't know, he just constantly wants attention, which, you know, in a way is great, but in another way, it's hard to get things done sometimes.
Yeah. Hi, Pat.
What did you say his name is?
It's Henry.
Henry. I have Hank.
Oh, really? We call him Hank as a nickname, actually. So
Hank is nothing like that. Peg knows Hank.
Yeah. Hank needs therapy.
We are his comfort people.
That's funny.
He's a little traumatized, but he's better.
That's good.
Yeah, he's fine.
He's gotten much better. Yes.
Have you met the Bernese mountain dog that's been on the trail? A new neighbor?
No.
Huge 6-month-old.
Oh God. Oh
He's
my
wonderful.
God.
But he makes every single one of the dogs we walk with look like little tiny miniature poodles or something.
It's a Great Pyrenees. Is it a Great Pyrenees?
No,
Bernese
mountain dog.
Bernese. Blah, blah, blah.
He's very sweet. He's a very sweet dog.
I'm sure we'll read. Though I've been going out later as I continue to retire. Yes. I keep finding chunks of wood along the trail that look like Abby, your dog, has moved it. She's into.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, she's a logging dog.
She moves things all over the place.
I really like having a dog.
I do too. I like your haircut.
Thank you. I'm trying to, it's not.
It is what it is, right?
It is what it is. I keep saying, I pretend this is blonde, but it's not.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
gray. I earned every one of them.
Mm-hmm. So Ryan, I haven't
Okay.
met you. I'm Peg Ross.
Sorry, I
Hi,
forgot.
Peg. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too.
Thank you. Now, on the personnel board, is that the only capacity you serve with the town at the moment?
Yeah.
Yeah, how long have you been doing
Oh,
that?
actually, I'm on the Solid
Recycle-
Waste and Recycling Committee right now. And I was on the select board many years ago.
Oh, really?
1988.
I remember.
85 to 89 or something.
Oh,
like
wow.
that.
When I moved here, Peg was on the select board.
Oh,
Yeah.
no kidding.
Really?
Yeah, in 1988.
Wow. Yeah, that, because I took over for Natalie Woodbury. So I filled out her term and then ran for a term.
Yeah, that's exactly how I served in Orange. I finished someone's term and then ran again as well.
And you're still on the select board in Orange?
I am not. My term ended in, it would have been the spring, but we ended up extending it a little to the summer to help hopefully prevent people from going door to door and campaigning and trying to meet people early on during the year. But I did not seek re-election this year. I took a little bit of a break. I think it's healthy for leadership and my sanity.
Yeah.
Melody,
Sometimes you have to do that. Hey, Melody. Melody,
Hi,
you've met Ryan before, right?
yes, at a
Yes.
FinCom.
Right. Just, I forgot Peg hadn't met him, so I wanted to be sure.
No big deal.
So we
Let's
have
see.
a quorum. George said he's going to be 10 minutes late. And maybe I'll text and figure out where Melissa is. We're 4 minutes behind now.
You're welcome to, if you'd rather put mine off until someone else can join or something, you can do, I'm just doing some work, so I'm gonna sit here regardless in the meantime. So if you want to start something else, you can.
Okay, let me just, I will text Melissa and see if she remembered the meeting.
Well, I was going to send out a reminder, but George sent out the minutes, 2 days ago? And
Yeah.
then I thought, well, and then town clerk sent out information yesterday. So I figured, why would I send it out? Why would I send out a reminder again?
exactly. There's only so many reminders.
Mm-hmm. More
So George
emails.
is sleepy. Do we have this? Oh, yeah, I got that. Okay, never mind. I don't need that.
Well, do we have enough? 1, 2, 3. We have enough to,
Quorum.
yeah, we do have a quorum. How about let's review the minutes? Did
That's a
anybody
good
have
idea.
any concerns? Well, I'm going to call this meeting to order. Meeting called to order at 6:22.
Who is George? Who's the secretary now? I forgot.
George,
Oh, it's George.
he does a great job too,
Not when he's not here, though.
and he's not here. If anybody, did anybody have any changes they felt they needed to make to the minutes?
No.
I didn't feel, but I didn't, somebody else may have picked up on something. How about you? April, you said no?
No, I didn't.
Okay,
No changes.
no changes. So that's 3 out of 4. Do we only have, oh, and Melissa's not here. So 3 out of 5. I was going to say, wait. So let's say we will approve the minutes.
Yep.
Okay, those in favor, Peg Ross, aye.
Chartier, aye.
Stein eye.
Okay,
Wow.
that was October 21.
Yes.
We had talked was Ellen going to be able to join us, or did she?
Ellen could not join us tonight, but she can join us at the next meeting. And Ryan can join us tonight, but he could not be at the next meeting. So I figured I'd take advantage of Ryan tonight and see if we
Great.
have, I can report on Ellen's response.
Yeah,
Do you want to
Okay.
just, should I review what we were talking about at the last meeting? Oh, George is here.
Okay, good.
oh, good, I can stop taking notes. I do anyway, but. Oh, you
Hi,
look
George.
tired, George. Have some coffee.
Unmute.
Sorry I'm late.
That's okay.
Crazy traffic on the Merritt Parkway.
Ooh,
Coming back from New York City?
New Jersey City where Christopher lives.
Oh,
That's
New
right.
Jersey, that's right.
Jersey City, yep.
Hate that drive.
Yeah,
Yeah,
me too. Unfortunately, I do it a lot.
you don't do it a lot.
I do it a lot.
Oh, you do it a lot.
I do it a lot. Yeah, that's where my
Oh.
son lives.
Ah.
And his
Oh, I
wife
see.
and my grandson.
Oh, whoa. Well, there you go. It's worth it.
1
Yes.
week
Nice.
old today. 1 week
Oh,
old yesterday.
George, I was
Oh.
gonna say,
Congratulations.
Oh
Congratulations.
my gosh. Yes,
Pretty awesome.
congratulations.
Pretty amazing.
Is it your first grandchild?
Yep,
Is his
number
name
one,
George?
Charlie Arvanitis.
oh, that's awesome.
He's gonna
Oh,
be a Charlie
congratulations.
too, let me tell you.
Well, congratulations. That's great.
Thank you. Thank you.
Well, we have 2 in Colorado now, so we're going out to see them in a bit.
Nice.
But they're in Colorado. Our other 3 are in Rhode Island, but Colorado is far, far away. You can't just drive there. Oh, anyway, it's frustrating, but it's the way it is.
Yes.
And they're happy out there, so can't say, we have 2 kids out there and 2 grandkids now, so can't complain,
Mm-mm.
not at all.
And it's not a bad place to visit.
No,
That's
it
true.
isn't. It's a lovely place to visit. They're up north.
So I just heard back from Melissa. She's at a wake, so she won't be here tonight.
Okay,
Sorry, she doesn't.
all right. So why don't we get started? And George, we just approved your lovely minutes
Okay,
before you were here.
I'll
So
send
they
them
are
in today.
approved.
All right, I'll send them in.
Thank you.
Okay, and we started the meeting for your information for the next minutes at 6:22.
Thank you. I've got it.
Okay,
All right.
so,
Okay, so I think at the last meeting, you all tasked me to make inquiry with Ellen,
mhm.
and then yeah, it was Ellen first, I think, and then Ryan, about whether if we were able to persuade Ryan to be interested in the collector position, if she would be happy about that. I guess I did start with Ryan. And Ryan, we went in kind of a circular conversation where we came out to a place where he became quite interested in the idea of working with Ellen to train, to learn the collector position and then function as a backup when she's not around. Ryan, I hope you're still as enthusiastic as you were on the phone call.
Yes, I still have interest, and I was able to have a really good conversation with Ellen as well, which was encouraging also.
Good,
Oh,
good, good. And Ellen's response was very positive. She said that would be wonderful if to have Ryan, who she has complete trust and faith in his abilities, stepping in. She felt like that would be the ideal thing, that she could work well with him, and she already knows him and he's familiar with the systems in town hall. And it would be some more learning, but as we've seen from Ryan, he seems to be up for a challenge most every day.
That's what you get at town hall.
Oh, my God. That's fabulous news.
Yes, that's very good news. Thank you, Ryan.
No, of course, yeah, I'm happy to, I guess even be considered for the opportunity to learn at Shutesbury. I'm grateful for it took a chance on me when I originally came on as treasurer with limited experiences in municipal finance, but only in local municipal government. So I am grateful for the opportunities that Shutesbury continues to provide me to learn. So I think there's a really good opportunity there with Ellen's office and what might happen to it in the long term and what could possibly happen with the treasurer and the collector and maybe a combination of the two someday. The only concern Ellen and I had today, which would probably be a joint conversation with the personnel board and the finance committee, it does look like the line item for the assistant collector was cut 50% for this fiscal year. And based on the amount of hours that Ellen is hoping to have in place to train someone, the hourly rate would break down to like $7 an hour, which isn't overly appealing. And like,
It's not
Right.
legal.
There is one piece of information, and Gail probably hasn't yet made the transfer, that the balance of it was funded by free cash.
okay,
So it wasn't reduced, I think, was it 4?
it was
Is that-
4,400 for FY21, and then it became 2,200 for FY22.
So how many hours was she telling you?
Ellen's expectation is approximately 6 hours a week.
Hours a week. Okay.
Yeah.
But
So
this,
we
this
will
was,
have to work that out with the finance committee, because we have, in fact, looked at rates that would be appropriate. And we only have half a year left as well, at this point in time. So 6 hours. I don't have that rate in front of me. I think we were talking about, George, do you have it in the minutes?
the hourly rate that we were going to raise the treasurer to,
Yeah,
the
it's
tax
there.
collector to was $27.
But that's the tax collector, and that will be in FY '23, right?
Yeah.
Yes, that's what we're gonna recommend. So current rate is 25.34.
And for Ryan,
That's
we were
Ellen.
looking at,
25 for FY23.
Right, and current year is 21.76.
That would be, you're thinking of the actual collector rate, correct?
Yes, 25.34 is the actual collector rate.
No,
That's
the collector Ellen was 27 and the treasurer was 25. Is that,
talking about FY '22, the current year.
Current rate,
Talking about two
April.
different years.
Right.
So the current rate is 25.34. And I guess we were thinking that, so if Ryan's rate was 21.76, how many weeks are left in the year? 2 minus,
26 and maybe another 8, so 34, 35 weeks. Use 35.
35.
One,
So
There's
it's
only
about $100 a
15
week.
left in the fiscal year, right?
okay, 15, all right, so there you go. So that's better.
I
That's,
think so.
How many weeks left?
I just did the 10th warrant out of 26, so I guess 16 weeks total.
16
fis-
doubles,
no, there's 26 weeks in January to,
32 weeks left,
yes.
because each pay period is for 2 weeks.
Yeah, you're right. I just gotta hit double here.
Yeah, that's right, pay rates, pay weeks.
All right, so we're just.
So
going-
may I go back? I don't think I fully understood. I just want to ask one question. Expected to work 6 hours a week? I
In the-
thought,
On the for the training and ongoing, and then to fill in when she's not there.
so the amount of time that it's going to take to train plus the anticipated time that she won't be there would equate to about 6 hours a week for 32 weeks.
Her expectation is that she would like to train 6 hours a week, from here on forward. And then there's also the possibility that on the weeks that she's out for, vacation or other reasons, that then I would need to fill in for her at like her regular 12 to 15 hours. that she works currently. I think 12 is low, but that's what this old wage chart says that I'm looking at here.
Oh,
Okay,
it's pretty intensive then. 6 weeks, 6 hours a week for the next 32 weeks. That's a lot of training.
Mhm.
I don't disagree with you. I think that there's room for opportunity for that to kind of curve downward near the end. I think it's silly to try to train someone at like 2 hours a week for like 5 months. I think the likelihood of you retaining the information and really learning it in the capacity that you need to is slim. But you also need to recognize that the way that job works and the office works, that you don't do the same duties every day each week. There's going to be certain times of the year where it's significantly more tasking and you need to be more involved. So my largest concern overall is just that the way the line item is currently is that there just isn't enough money in that line item right now to actually train someone to learn that job. Because I couldn't imagine that $2,200 would provide, even at the federal minimum wage come January 1st at $15 an hour. It just doesn't provide a lot of hours.
right, Ryan, her original request that the budget was built on was for 4 hours a week.
Okay, so
And then-
that would make more sense.
And and we originally put it in a partial week, so it does need adjustment. So if it's 32 weeks, that would be, I'm wondering if so if you started at 6 hours, because she wants those hours in the morning, is that doable for you?
She does. Personally, the way I would look at it is if we can do 4 to 6, it's fine. And we'll just work together to accomplish what we need to get done.
Okay,
I just want to make sure that the budget is there. If, a week comes through and it's really a 6 to 8 hour week and I have the time and she has the time, that we're not like, oh, well, we can't, because the reality is I can't afford to volunteer. It's not that I wouldn't because I don't care. It's not how my life works financially.
Well, and that's not our intent either.
I know that.
That's right.
okay, so I come up with, based on the 4, that's 7,050. If we average it to 4 hours a week.
Can you
And
repeat
then
that
we have-
amount? Can you repeat that?
Just 4 hours a week would be $7,050.24, but we would need to add in,
Maybe two full-time weeks,
or 3.
three.
I think we should go for at least 3, because she travels a lot. I know we're partway into the year, but
It's another 36 hours.
no, the 3 weeks is at 15 hours a week.
Okay. So
So that's
45
another
hours.
45 hours.
So what does that come out to?
Okay, so let me just do. George is gonna race me no matter what I do.
No, I'm not even doing that. I'm trying to keep up with the minutes.
Okay,
So I'm counting on your numbers.
so the 100, so the average of 4 hours a week for 32 weeks is 128, plus the 45 is 173. So let's say we round that up to 180 or 200.
Okay.
So say 200 for this year, it would be times 2176.
You
Something.
said how many? You
Now
said
I only
45 hours? 45 hours coverage?
Yeah. So the 4
Oh.
hours a week plus 45 hours between
So-
now and June 30th.
I get, that's 173 hours, right, Becky?
Yes.
At
That
25,
we times 173, well, we're gonna round it up to 180. We'll start with 173. 173 times the hourly rate of 2176.
I come up with 3765.
What do we,
37. 30, I come up with 3764.48.
which is half as much as I came up with before.
Mhm.
But if you take
wait a minute,
2176 and multiply it times 173, you're going to get 3,764,
Right.
which is good. I mean, I don't see that being a problem in terms of a FinCom transfer.
Wait a minute.
But wait a minute, we already have That's,
Well, right, the FinCom transfer would be 1564. Because we got 2,200, is that what I heard?
no, we have 4,400.
Oh, we
Uh,
do?
What's
Oh.
confused, so it's a little over 7,000 for the 4 hours a week. The additional for filling in full-time for 3 weeks is an additional 3,600 more or less. So aren't we looking at closer to 10,000?
I'm 32 weeks at times 4 is 128 hours.
Yeah,
Oh,
And then-
okay, okay,
45
Plus-
hours to that is 173.
okay.
how did the,
Right
what
now.
did you get, Ryan?
Yeah,
I'm-
the
I'm-
treasurer should know.
Following along with you, and now I'm just doing it on my own. So,
Yeah, find out what, I was in human services for a reason.
that's all I
How
have.
many counts does it take to calculate?
I just don't. I didn't know what the hourly rate was that your thoughts were. So I never did any calculating.
Okay. Okay, so we were figuring the same as you're getting now as treasurer.
Okay.
And
I think
then
that's
whatever your
21,
new amount would be as treasurer.
Becky, the budget amount is 2,200 this year. It was 4,400 in FY '21. It's 2,200 in FY '22.
Okay, but
Now,
what
this
has
might be a
not
draft.
happened is there was a free cash transfer for the balance of that amount.
Hmm.
At least there was supposed to be.
Oh, so you're
Remember
saying
the-
there's a rollover after they close the books? If I look
No.
at the expense report that we looked at yesterday, I would see it in a rollover there.
Do you see it?
I gotta find them. I gotta find the expense report. I don't have my FinCom stuff up. Give me a second here.
Okay.
Because the other thing that wasn't in the budget was part of Gabe's salary. That was funded by cash too.
Part of whose salary, Becky?
The assistant treasurer.
Okay, I'm on it right now. It's 2,200. If there was a transfer, it's not showing up on the budget report of October 28th. The budget report of October 28th shows an adjusted budget of $2,200.
All right, so I will,
Here's my calculator.
Well, the good news is we only need about 1,500. It's, I think it's something we could sell. I think everybody last night when we talked about this at the Finance Committee, because I did give the report and let everybody know that we were having this conversation and what we were visualizing here. And everybody seemed to, no, there was no objection. There wasn't a lot of questioning, so. And the 2,200 hours is right now what gets us 100 hours. So, we can start the work. Ryan can keep moving along. We can reevaluate in 2 or 3 months how much we need. We could find ourselves stuck if the Finance Committee doesn't agree with us and we do need to make a
well, I
transfer.
think we would do that immediately at the next meeting.
Okay. Okay.
At least a minimum. We could be in a position like if Ellen were to get sick or something and was out for a month, we would need additional funding. But I think I found on the town meeting sheet, it bundles the 28,000 all together, but I can go to the report. Well, April's presenting some other thing and verify that the 2,200 is there. I believe it's in the amount that should be transferred from pre-cash, and Gail hasn't yet made the transfer. And I can confirm that if I just look up.
But it sounds like generally there's support from the FinCom. That's important. There's support from Ryan and Ellen, which is important, and that it looks like we'll be able to move forward with this. starting soon.
Yep. And if I can confirm that 2,200 with Gail, then we can just talk to the finance committee about the fact that this gives a particular amount of funding, but if there's, if Ellen takes more than is out for more than 3 full weeks, we need, we'll need additional funding and get general agreement from them for that.
Well, that's,
Works for me, whatever. I feel confident that there won't be a real obstacle ahead. I recognize that I already work here, what my hourly rate is in that capacity. There's an opportunity to train and work with Ellen to accomplish the needs of that office, should they happen abruptly or just over the long term. So I feel like we'll be able to follow the course here pretty easily. We're all on the same page, so I'm going to just trust that FinCom and Personnel Board will work together to accomplish whatever they feel is necessary.
And,
That's great.
and
Thank you, Brian.
Yeah, of
and on
course.
that note, if the Personnel Board votes to recommend Ryan for this position, I would take that to the Select Board so he could get appointed.
I make a motion that we recommend Ryan, I'm sorry, Ryan, how do we pronounce your last name?
May you.
Actually, how do we spell it while we're there?
Right there.
MAILLOU, X as an X-ray.
Now you,
I recommend, I make a motion that we recommend to the Select Board appointing Ryan Value, sorry if I messed it up, to the position of Assistant Tax Collector, effective as soon as possible.
And I'll second that.
I will say aye as well. Oh, so we need to vote on the motion then, or we have voted on the motion.
No.
Okay, so you second the motion. So all those in favor,
Arvanitis, aye.
Chartier, aye.
Ross, aye.
Stein, aye. Now, this is such good news.
It is. I will say, as you look towards FY 23, I'm also just not opposed, as long as we follow the path that we're on and Ellen is in the role officially. I'm not opposed to the idea of just doing like a 5,000 or like some type of just annual stipend that goes with the title while she's in that office. And if it means 1 week I'm stuck in there 8 hours, or another week you're not in there because she's got it under control, I'm not opposed to that either. My goal is to learn the job. So I recognize that comes with the territory.
Thanks
Just,
for flexing.
whatever I can do to try to help as you navigate the next steps. So
But
I
you're not
appreciate
looking
your vote.
We don't want you volunteering.
Thank you.
And we appreciate your flexibility.
Of course, absolutely.
Helps helps the committee and will help FinCom and it'll help the town tremendously.
Yes, yes, it will.
And
Thank you.
I just did 200 hours times the current rate, and it's 4,346, which would be, if we actually have that $4,400 budget, which I think we have, would accommodate that.
Perfect.
Fabulous.
Awesome.
All right.
Any other questions for me or anything?
No, just
Keep up
thank
the good
you
work.
so much.
All right, awesome. Happy to help. If anything comes up, you're all welcome to email me at any time.
Okay.
Thanks a lot, Ryan.
All right, take care now. Have fun.
See ya.
Hi, Hank. Where's
Bye.
Hank?
Oh, he's sleeping on the floor back there.
Where
There he is.
All I saw-
He's waiting for me to get done with my meeting anxiously. Look, I'm getting the
all I
look
saw
now.
was
too, so.
Who is this?
it was the
Who-
tail coming up.
I
It's
know.
a beautiful
All right,
golden.
I better get to him.
Oh, cool.
Little
All right, take care.
spoiled.
Have some fun. Bye, everybody.
Yeah.
Hi,
We're having fun too.
What kind of dog was
which
it? I didn't-
Doodle,
A golden doodle?
a Labradoodle,
Golden doodle. Yeah.
golden doodle.
Okay.
Oh, this is such good news. This is fabulous.
Things are falling into place.
Yep.
He is flexible. That's wonderful. Then he knows, that down the line, it'll work out for him too.
Yep.
Which is great.
He's
We've liked him
smart.
since we've met him.
Yep. He's been fabulous. Yeah.
Well, I think I'm the only one who didn't know him. right? Melissa knows him, so,
Well, Becky, April, and I interviewed him for the job of the treasurer. So we got to know
We
him.
hired him.
Yeah, we hired him. I forget who else was on the committee. It wasn't just the three of us. There was, I think, a few others, but yes.
I think it was Ralph. Could it have been? Yeah, because you were on the
course.
select board, you were finance, and Ralph was personnel board.
Yeah. Yeah, he
Sounds
was
right.
like a breath of fresh air.
yes. Yes,
And compared to the other candidates that we had, he was by far the best.
Yes.
Whoa,
There
whoa,
was a limited pool.
Right. Yes.
yeah,
So-
the gentleman who started screaming at his children, not realizing we hadn't hung up yet. Oh my
you're
goodness.
kidding. Oh, my gosh.
No, that was his competition.
He saw the word treasurer and that guy thought that the job was like CFO of a corporation. He had no idea what he was interviewing for.
Wow.
No.
Well, he was gonna have other people do the work for him, the clerks and everything in the department.
All right, until he found out, well, you don't have staff.
You are the department. That's why Ryan was stapling things together.
There you go.
It's clerical help.
Okay, so
That's good news.
yes, moving on. There's the fire department committee issue.
Yes,
Find a representative.
yes. The select board is looking for, it's gonna be a small committee. They're trying to make it as efficient as possible. So a member of personnel, select board, finance committee, the current fire chief and the acting police chief will be on the committee, and I'll be ex officio.
What's the
I
name?
would love to do it if anybody else, I don't know if anybody else would, but it's just, I have the time and it's just, it interests me.
That would be great. I was gonna say,
Thank you,
originally
April.
we originally talked about the highway super possibly retiring, and I was supposed to be on that committee, but, and do we know what his thoughts are for this year?
He is planning to retire a year from September.
Okay,
So we'll get you go in probably in March or April.
okay.
Wow,
So,
we're lucky.
oh, sorry. So I nominate April for the committee. Do we need to nominate?
I second that motion.
Okay. Roll call. All those, in
Arvanitis, aye.
Ross,
Chartier, aye.
oops,
Chartier, aye.
April.
Ross, oh, Stein eye.
Aye.
Sorry about
Okay.
interrupting, Becky. Becky, what is the official name of the committee?
Future of the fire department.
They got paved. I just have to say, that's more than a decade, isn't it? Since we tore that place up. It looks beautiful.
It does. It does.
It's actually almost 12 years, 11 and it's over 11 years. It's
Wow.
been paved.
It looks great.
It really does.
It does.
I would skateboard there, but I don't skateboard. No, it does look good.
Did your doctor tell you you couldn't skateboard since your hip surgery, or you're
Well,
just?
no, I can skateboard.
Yeah, but
You
you don't.
didn't ask, did you?
She probably didn't.
No,
Don't ask, don't tell.
Well,
exactly,
it's in the cross of my.
exactly.
So,
As far as job descriptions, so that we've settled the Board of Health clerk. We've gone through we had some revisions, but not many to the collector's job description, which is mirrored in the assistant collector's job description. And I just wanted to touch on that. I know you all had brought up the concept of using associate instead of assistant.
mhm.
And when I talked to Ellen about it, she said, well, the problem is statute. Statute refers to the duties and responsibilities of an assistant town clerk. And she didn't want to deviate from the title used in statute, which is reasonable.
Yeah,
Yeah.
So,
okay, so it will be the assistant collector.
yes. So I'm gonna be forwarding, did I always, the accountant's job description to her for her review. And we have done the treasurer, right? We completed that,
Yes.
Yes,
and the tax collector. So I'm gonna, well, next one is the accountant. And who else was there? Oh,
Okay,
the,
so let me run it down. I've got it. It was in the minutes from last week. It's the accountant, the administrative assessor, the assessor clerk, equipment operator, librarian, and town clerk.
In town what?
Clerk. That would be Grace Banish's job.
and we need to have these all done more or less by February. Is that reasonable?
Yeah, early February if we could, because we've got to run it by the finance committee. It's really going to be up, we're going to need their approval. So we want to start that process early with them.
and I think it's, April and I wanted just to share with you some of the information on the classification that I think April and I will try to make all the documents consistent with Shutesbury. I know she sent out some information today, which we had an old list of all the jobs in town that I'm gonna update with, make sure it's up to date. So the list we had was from the last rating cycle back in 2008. So I'm gonna update that job list. Then we use that job list to identify the rating amounts. The scored sheets go on the cover sheet there, along with the grades for each position. And I'm starting a little backwards, but to do the rating system, we use this set of criteria that was sent out to you. There's a page for each criteria. The first one is knowledge, then experience, judgment, initiative, independence, accountability, and there's about 12 of them. And so where we're going to start in our conversation at the next meeting is looking at where the adjustments Amherst made in 2013 to their job rating specifications. If you look at, these are very old, so when you look at manual skills and especially the references to computers,
Oh, yeah.
they're horribly outdated. And the emphasis changes over time. So we just want to read through the job rating specifications that we currently have, compare it to the changes that Amherst made as a result of their 2013 analysis, and determine if we want to update it in a similar way that Amherst did or not. The job rating specification sheets that I think April included, this was the librarian assistant. It just, I'm afraid it has chicken scratch on it, but this is how you add up a total points for a job. And then those points are used to place it on the salary chart. That's why it matters. So we're gonna go back and review the actual criteria and topics that are listed on the criteria and determine if we need any changes there, and then move forward to decide what changes those are numerically, and then develop out new job rating specifications for all our positions. And we've done this job as we have new jobs, one job at a time. And because people will come in and say, well, I think my job has dramatically changed. These are the changes I think should happen to my job description. And then we look and see what the impact is on the overall job rating specifications. I'm afraid I'm probably confusing everyone, but I think once you see, if you go through this Amherst document, it does a good job of explaining their process in 2013. They spent about, I can't remember, like $60,000 for this evaluation. We're trying to use an old town administrator trick that we always use, is just to copy and paste everybody else's work once it's been approved by powers that be. So the reason why we want to really review the rating specifications is because they impact pay equity and gender equity. And, you know, you'll see it'll make a difference once we complete the whole process. And it's kind of an ambitious process, but if April's helping with the back end so that we can focus more on decision-making at the meetings, I think we can get through it, hopefully within a month.
What we don't have from Amherst is a corresponding document to the rating sheets. In what is that thing called? The long document we have. I don't think they gave that out.
I think I might be able to get it. They do refer to it. They do have, let's see, what page was that on? Yeah, the sample, they do have a sample rating sheet. I don't know if anybody can read what I'm holding up. Is this read legible or is it all backwards?
Legible.
It's legible, but I can't read it. It's too small for me to read.
You want to try
Can you
screen
guys
share?
read it? I can put on the screen share.
Because it seems like if we can't get that document, we can sort of overlay the concepts. Just because gender equity is a big deal, you know, that I think over the years, physical strength, which is important, but sometimes it overshadows technical abilities in jobs that require more mental acuity than physical acuity. I think that's what we want to make sure. Because I remember when we did that assistant or the library assistant, I remember that process. And maybe you were there, George, as well. I don't know if you were at that party.
I do remember we had a conversation about that particular description. I really don't remember much about how that went. I was there.
I remember it being surprising how much that job really changed, you know, in terms of the technical abilities and needs.
Yeah, I think it's not only the gender issue, it's also, ADA issue. I mean, if we've got a person who can do every aspect of the job, but they can't move a 30-pound box, we're kind of being discriminatory towards them. I don't know.
That's a
When
good
the-
point.
If the primary part of the job is not really moving, and if we hire somebody to unload trucks, that's the top of the priorities of what they should be able to do. But if we hire them to be the town collector and occasionally she gets a box and has to bring it upstairs, is that really important? Yeah.
We work around it. You
Yeah,
have to make reasonable accommodations,
Yeah.
which we do.
So I totally get what April's saying.
Sorry, I'm having trouble sharing.
It, came across that you were sharing. Oh, there we go. There.
Yeah, so this is the position rating factors. This is where they start. And these are all the things that this is on the new chart. This is what they are recommending. And there are many that are similar, but slightly different. And that's what we can have fun figuring out, like the problem solving skills are not here.
What do you mean they're not there?
I'm comparing, this is the Amherst. This is what they paid like $70,000 to get the information.
Uh-huh.
This was put together by reputable human resource company who went through all of their old stuff, which would be almost identical to ours because we all learned how to do this at DOR and personnel board training workshops that were provided by the state. So if you look, if you got the email from April, you'll see this sample job rating specifications. And these are all the categories in it.
Oh, I see. Okay, so you're saying we don't have, on that chart that you just showed us, you're saying that problem-solving skills and effort or physical skills, whatever you were talking about, is not on the Shutesbury.
No, the physical demands and effort are on the Shutesbury one,
Okay. I see.
but the problem-solving skills aren't.
Okay, that's what I was trying to figure out what the second page that you were talking about. So I got it. I understand what you're saying.
What I'm doing now, I'm just looking at the headings and the one we're currently using. And maybe we can compare them. Because we're looking at knowledge, experience, judgment, independence, accountability. That's what the current headings are.
These are the criteria.
Yeah.
So what is the plan moving forward then?
Okay, so
Well, and
I'm gonna basically, April's gonna work with me to get this to go through here, compare them. And you guys can, we'll highlight the work, but you can all please review our work and
What you sent today.
as we move along. So if we change those, then we move along to creating the classification. This is a specification sheet. So this would be specific to a job. And we would create one of these for each job in town. And then discuss the rating that we currently have and how it works. I'm not sure what the column in the middle is here. We don't have that column. So we'd still have to figure that out. But then we'll put together all the sheets for all the positions and then go through them together where they appear to be divergent from what we already have. We can focus on those during a meeting and talk about why they are and if we agree with whatever we determine to do, make sure we all agree.
so this would happen before we go on, like with the next jobs we want to. So are you thinking that you would be doing this in what time slot, what time period before we meet again?
Yes.
Yeah.
And we can also, what we'll also be doing, I'm going to request that the people that are in the positions of the job descriptions that we want to focus on first, all review their job descriptions and submit them back to the personnel board so that we can review their changes and hopefully have this piece finished so that we can, if there are any changes to job descriptions, they could impact the grading system. So we would have to we want that done so we can go through the grading system, the grading criteria sheets with the new information on job descriptions.
Yes.
And then, so first we would follow the similar process. Thorough analysis of each position, that's with the job description and the new job rating specifications. Then they they already are grouped together and with similar responsibilities, but we could, look at it in that way, evaluating positions through job evaluations. I'm repeating myself. And then we can compare that to outside market analysis of comparing what people are getting paid in areas around us, like the FERCog sheet or whatever else, whatever database that we can get for different jobs. And then assign each position to a classification grade and pay range. We already have them in classification grade and pay range, but what we'll be doing is to analyze if they changed at all, if any job should change from one grade to another grade, and pull it all together.
So considering we have that FinCom date of February, early February, I think our next meeting of the Personnel Board should depend on what you and April, what would be a good time for you and April to be able to get all this together. I think you and April need to figure out when we should be meeting next based on all this stuff you're going to be working on.
Okay.
Yeah, right now we're scheduled for November 18th, which I think we could keep.
Becky, could you scroll back up for 1 minute? Stop right there. Thank you. Perfect. Give me 1 second. I just want to screenshot it. All right. Thank you.
I want to get my calendar. I'll be right back.
Yeah, Melody?
Yeah, I just have a question, and I don't mean to open a can of worms, or maybe this is a simple question, but will the redistricting of Shutesbury to Hampton County make any difference in what we're doing?
No.
Okay, we'll continue to use FERCog.
Yep. Yeah, because these are overlays basically.
Well,
I mean,
and-
the political overlays are kind of artificial boundaries.
It's really for the representative of a district, and the districts are not necessarily aligned or in sync with the counties.
Okay, so are we still in Franklin County then?
Yes.
Oh, they didn't change us to Hampton County?
No,
Okay,
no.
That's one of the
It's
reasons
still-
people.
Yeah, it's confusing because the Hampton 7th now has representatives from 4 different counties in it.
oh, okay. I
Yeah.
don't mean to sidetrack us, it's just, this is not something that I know about, so thank you.
It's a good question.
No, it's a good question. But luckily, it's causing a mess for the Democrats and Republicans, but not for the municipalities.
Right.
Except for we're have a really good relationship with Natalie Blais, so it's a big loss.
It's also a loss because there were more towns in the district that we were in that had similar issues as ours.
Right.
And now we're with 2 big anchor towns that really do not share our issues yet. Probably represent 75% of the people.
Belchertown and Ludlow, is it Ludlow?
Yes.
Yeah, wow. We lose in that one. Yeah.
But I think I don't know if they did it for this reason, but the current representative, who will be our new representative, I just blanked on his name. He only won by about 150 votes in Ludlow. But now, because Ludlow has a lot more Republicans, so now they have thrown at him a whole bunch more Democrats. So he will probably he'll probably win the next election more easily.
Sounds like gerrymandering.
Yeah, that's the name I was avoiding.
Sorry. I mean, that's what it sounds like. It's
Yeah.
unbelievable.
Yeah, and we were talking today, and Richie Neal, as the federal representative, he has gotten rid of most of the towns that are more liberal that voted against him in the last election. So.
And they went to a very liberal representative.
Mhm. So it's it's politics at its worst, I guess.
Hmm.
But we're all a vote and they sell and buy us and trade us around. Okay, so we have a plan, April?
Yes, yes,
You're
we
not
do.
going on vacation for 2 weeks, right?
No, not till March.
Okay, good.
Okay, so we will be meeting on November 18th
Yep,
at 6:15.
okay.
Does that
Yes.
time work for people?
Yeah.
Okay, all right.
So may I just ask real quick? This classification schedule, Becky, the first thing you said you do is you're going to list all the current jobs in Shutesbury. You're going to include on that list their current rating.
Yeah,
And then the ratings which determine their, all right, I got that. You said there's 12 criteria. I'm just looking over what I got in the minutes. So you and April are going to update the Shutesbury job rating classifications. Each position
Yes.
with new ratings. You expect to complete it in a month and you want a sort of review. Okay, I got it. I think I've got it. You can correct me at the next meeting.
Well, also, I thought part of what we were going to do is also edit or / modify the criteria that we currently have.
Okay,
that's
Okay.
step one.
Because I was just taking the criteria, the headings for what we're currently using and sort of comparing it to what the Amherst study had. And there are some places where, some places it doesn't
Right.
change, but some places it is quite different. And I think we can dovetail it.
okay, good. All right, I put that in April.
We'll bring the nasty issues all back to you guys.
Oh, no.
All right, anyways, I think I'm close enough so you can correct me at the next meeting when we review these.
Yeah.
Sounds like you got it.
So is there anything else, or are we ready to adjourn?
Oh, wow.
I make a motion, we adjourn.
Okay, all those in favor say aye.
Second, Harvard, I say.
Oh, second, yeah. Ross, aye.
Stein eye. Huh. Time for dinner.
Why can't other meetings be this quick?
Because this is a reasonable, and we, yes. I'm sure.
Finance committee is never this fast, not even close.
Kids,
Good
we're
night,
the,
everyone.
we're the
Okay,
fun people.
See ya.
Good night.
good night. See you in 2 weeks.
All
Yep.
right, take care. I can't find my off switch.
Oh,
Oh
boy.
my goodness. Stop sharing. There it is. Good night, Peg. Thank you.
Good night, Becky.